Hello world, welcome to M-Banks Unfiltered, where I talk about almost anything. This video will be Aliens 3. Alright, so I'm going to just start off by saying, man, y'all need to type in Disclosure Project 2001 press conference. See if y'all can find that, because it is extremely informational when it comes to what the government's been hiding out here in these streets. And here go a couple of government folks, or, people that's been around in these streets. Alright, so this is from the documentary Unacknowledged, which I saw it on Flixnet, if y'all know what I mean by Flixnet. Unacknowledged, and it's like an updated version of the Disclosure Project. But here Mr. Victor Marchetti, former special assistant to the executive director of the CIA, says, "We have indeed been contacted, perhaps even visited by extraterrestrial beings, and the U.S. government, in collusion with the other natural powers of the earth, is determined to keep this information from the general public." Former CIA Director Vice Admiral Roscoe Hellencotter says, "It is time for the truth to be brought out. Behind the scenes, high-ranking Air Force officers are soberly concerned about the UFOs, but through official security and ridicule, many citizens are led to believe the unknown flying objects are nonsense. I urge immediate congressional action to reduce the dangers from secrecy about unidentified flying objects." And then Frank D. Salisbury, PhD, "I must admit that any favorable mention of the flying saucers by scientists amounts to extreme heresy and places the one making the statement in danger of excommunication by the scientific theocracy. Faced." And then General Douglas MacArthur built, 1955, "The nations of the world will have to unite, for the next war will be an interplanetary war. The nations of the earth must someday make a common front against attack by people from other planets." And then here, this lady, Dr. Carol Rosen, she breaks down Mr. Warner von Braun, who Warner von Braun is. Wait, hold on. Let's see, Warner is this one right here. Nazi scientist that got to be the head of NASA, the NASA associate administrator, top dog at NASA. But she go ahead and talk about him for a little bit. Which, here we go. Here a little bit of what she got to say at the 2001 Disclosure Project press conference. And this is uploaded by Just Proud 2. Looks like the number 2. So thank you, Just Proud 2.
Good morning. My name is Carol Rosen. In 1974, after being a 6th grade school teacher, I was introduced to the late Dr. Wernher von Braun in the U.S., the father of rocketry. In my first meeting with him, during that first 3.5 hours, he said to me, "Carol, you will stop the weaponization of space." And I said, teachers don't stop until June. He said, "No, you have to understand, this is February. And we have to prevent the weaponization of space because there is a lie being told to everyone that the weaponization of space is now first being based upon the evil empire, the Russians. There are many enemies," he said, "against whom we're going to build this space-based weapon system. The first of whom was the Russians, which was existing at that time. Then there would be terrorists. Then there would be third world countries. Now we call them rogue nations or nations of concern. Then there would be asteroids." And then he would repeat to me over and over, "And the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat." Well, at the time, I kind of laughed when he said asteroids, and when he said extraterrestrials, I knew I wasn't going to deal with that subject. And now we hear in the news just today, this week, that they've slid in another enemy. Only this time we're going to protect our satellites. In other words, we have to have some reason to spend these trillions, to waste these dollars on a space-based weapon system, and they're all lies. This is a system, he told me, that would never protect anyone. Even back then, he talked about suitcase bombs. He talked about chemical, viral, bacterial, biological warfare, that these space-based weapons would never protect us against. And then he told me that, in fact, if you travel around the world, which I did after he died in 1977, I met with people in over 100 countries who were friends. They didn't want to build space-based weapons. I became a space and missile defense consultant. And I worked with people around the world. I became an advisor to the People's Republic of China. They don't want to build a space-based weapon system. And he told me back then that they didn't. He said, go to Russia. They're considered to be the enemy. I got on a plane by myself. When I got to Russia, I had a list of people that I had read out of the newspaper. Chernenko was in office then. He was the only one I didn't get a chance to meet. They introduced me to everyone when I got there. And when I got back, I said, oh my Lord, this man is telling the truth. There is no threat. And I've been waiting until this day for 27 years, and I'm expecting the spin to happen, because he also explained to me that as a military strategist, as a person who worked on the MX missile, which I did later, he said, you will find that there is going to be a spin to find some enemy against whom we have to build space-based weapons. And now we should expect the spin, because he said part of the formula for the intelligence community is if they might have a weapon, then we have to consider that they do have these weapons. So now they do have these weapons, so now we have to build these weapon systems. And that's the formula, except that it's all based on a lie. And we have witnesses here today that have shown you that these extraterrestrial beings, that these craft that have come here are now not UFOs, they're identified flying objects, and we know that they have beings in them. And we have witnesses here who have told you that they can shut down our missile silos, they can stop a rocket going into space that's a test. We have witnesses here who have worked in the classified departments, who have the courage to come forward here to support what Wernher von Braun told me back in 1974 to 77. And I will testify before the Congress that when I founded the Institute for Security and Cooperation in Outer Space, which I shut down a few years ago because I didn't believe we had a chance with this huge, integrated around the world complex weapon system, that we had any chance at all of transforming that war industry into a space industry that could provide benefits, like Dr. Greer has said, of global warming. We can end that situation of that problem. We can end the energy crisis. We can build now non-polluting technologies. Wernher von Braun used to tell me that we could have cars back then that drove around off the ground. He described this to me on beams so that we have no pollution on this planet. And we can solve the problems of the people that are urgent and potential, and the other animals and the other cultures on Earth and in space. And we can end the arms race without dislocating the industry jobs, without disrupting the economy, by transforming, Wernher von Braun told me, the war industry into a global cooperative space industry that will provide, he said, finally, more jobs and profits on this planet than during any hot or cold wartime, more products and services that can be applied directly to solving the problems of this planet. And we can have a whole planet now that lives in peace on Earth, with all the cultures on Earth, and with all the extraterrestrial cultures in space. And these are words that Wernher von Braun told me in 1974, and I will testify before the Congress under oath about everything I have said and more.
So she pretty much just body bagged it all right there, man. Just talked about how, they've been having this technology for the longest, but, I'm putting a little extra icing on the cake, you know what I'm saying? So, there's a secret government within our government, you know what I'm saying? And the Watergate or the Iran-Contra scandal shows our government does pursue their own hidden agendas outside the law, outside the Congress, and outside, or most importantly, outside the minds of the American people. It's like, why won't Area 51 be open to the public? Should I be saying that, and to the Vatican, and up under the British Museum with all the stolen ancient artifacts? Let me see what else. I mean, it's like, so with Area 51 and all these places, do you think they hiding something? If they not hiding something, then why? Why they keeping it closed? Could they be doing advanced tech testing? And what y'all know about the Majestic 12, exclusive alien research crew, you know what I'm saying? has or will NASA explain to the world what Project Aquarius is? See, y'all don't even know about that. You know what I'm saying? In 1984, the Air Force stole 90,000 acres around Groom Lake. The action was illegal, and listen to what was said about it. Listen to that.
During congressional hearings about the land grab, Congressman John Seiberling grilled the military about the legal authority used in the action and was told the authority was at a much, much higher level than the Air Force. Seiberling asked what authority is higher than the laws of the United States. The Air Force official said he could respond, but only in a closed briefing.
See there? Why in a closed briefing? Why can't you just say right now in this open briefing? Huh? What goes beyond? You know what I'm saying? So boom, there's that. But NASA won't tell people the truth, or sheeple the truth, because it'll affect the sheeple's perception of reality. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to keep these sheeple addicted to these mass delusion, mentally enslaving programs, so that the truth remains hidden, or the truth sounds unbelievable to the people that subscribe to the mass delusion, mentally enslaving programs. But yeah, man, it's man-made. Mankind has made contact with I feel like that alien galactic federation, but it's just been kept secret. That former Israel space security chief, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker was saying that shit too, man. So, but I feel like I feel like they're gonna stage a fake invasion, and it's really gonna be us using technology that other humans don't know about. So they've been hiding all the advanced technology and making it a super craft, like perfecting it to where they just know how to make it all work, and or work to such a good T that the aliens gonna look so real to us that we ain't even gonna know the difference. But yeah, man, just my little take on my third. I think my Aliens Part 1 and 2 is on my website, but I guess I would drop this one on TubeU. You know what I'm saying? Just drop the anvil real heavy, like boom. You know what I'm saying? Just a little razzle dazzle out here in these streets, man. Let me know what y'all think of extraterrestrial life, or life outside of this planet. You know what I'm saying? But shit, y'all take it easy. Thanks for watching. Shit, y'all be cool. Keep your stress low. Don't be scared of nothing. Be prepared for everything. Peace.